Jennifer Hudson,
Yes.
your girlfriend. How special is that relationship to you?
Man, that relationship is one of the greatest blessings and most important things in my life, in my whole journey in life. Um, the the friendship, the partnership, the life partnership, the just the connection. Byron, to have somebody who's as talented and just soulful and like gifted and can do all these different things and is one of the greatest vocalists of all time and just this pure artist, man. Like she's a special artist. But then to have someone who, most importantly, when it comes to relationship, is just like it's like equal yoke. Y'all can.
Jennifer Hudson just flipped the whole script on Common, and people can't stop buzzing about it. This isn't just another rumor. It's sending shockwaves across the industry. Behind the polished smiles and sweet public words, whispers are growing louder that something explosive has been brewing under the surface. Common went public calling Jen one of my greatest blessings and saying they were equally yoked. But now folks are questioning if that was just a front. Word on the street is that Jen might have a new man, and if that's true, Common either just found out in the harshest way possible, or he's still completely in the dark. Can you imagine the storm if this gets confirmed? The fallout has been messy. Hidden receipts popping up, unexpected reactions spilling online, and consequences that could flip their whole love story upside down. This isn't just gossip. It's about pride, power moves, and a romance turning into a straight-up showdown. Fans are already split, some defending Jen while others are side-eyeing Common like he missed the signs. But let's rewind. This didn't just come out of nowhere. The cracks were showing long before anyone said a word. Jennifer and Common crossed paths years back, both Chicago natives, both legends with awards stacked sky high. They were spotted together at charity events, linked up at music gigs, and in 2024, they even starred side by side in a sci-fi thriller. That's when the spark seemed undeniable. But maybe the same fire that lit them up is now burning everything down. That movie wasn't just another paycheck. It was the kind of set where sparks flew, and the chemistry was way too real to ignore. By early 2023, the paparazzi were already trailing them from Philly to Chicago to Malibu, catching little moments that looked way more than just friends. Photos started leaking everywhere, and TMZ tried to brush it off with those just friends headlines, but the internet wasn't fooled for a second. Then fast forward to July 2024, Common sat down on the Mama I Made It podcast, and that's where things really got messy. Around the 20-minute mark, he called his relationship with Jen one of my greatest blessings and the most important thing in his life. He went on about alignment, partnership, and how they were equally yoked. On paper, it sounded romantic, but fans caught a different vibe. The way he said it, it felt less about we're in love and more like, look at how much I grew to deserve her. That subtle flex didn't go unnoticed, and the internet was quick to call it out. Meanwhile, Jen kept it cool. She focused on her talk show and her music, rarely doing gushy speeches. Sure, she dropped little gems here and there, like calling him that man of mine at the Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival, but nothing too extra. Even when he popped up on her show once or twice, insiders claimed she wasn't thrilled with how much of their romance was being spun into Common's public image. Jen wanted privacy, while Common seemed to want a performance. And remember I told you, one night was about to flip everything upside down? Right after the Grammy buzz died down, Common pulled up to an exclusive post-awards party at Delilah's in LA, and that's where the drama kicked into overdrive. Cameras weren't allowed inside, but come on, Hollywood insiders can't hold water if their lives depended on it. Word spread fast that Common was spotted getting real cozy with a tall model type in a corner booth. And no, it wasn't Jennifer Hudson. He wasn't even trying to keep it low-key. Witnesses claimed he had his arm around her most of the night, leaning in close, whispering in her ear, and laughing like they'd known each other forever. It was the kind of body language that screams comfort zone, and the whispers flew out of that party faster than the champagne could flow. Now here's the sting. Jennifer allegedly didn't hear about it from Common himself. Nope. She found out the same way the rest of us did, through the gossip mill. Imagine that. For Jennifer, it wasn't just, my man was seen with another woman. This was a public humiliation. Ever since her split from WWE star David Otunga, Jen had kept her love life private, careful about her image, and she has a lot to protect. An EGOT winner, a talk show host, and one of the most bankable names in the game. Advertisers, producers, and sponsors attach her face to millions. So headlines linking her man to random models, that's not just messy, it's dangerous business. By then, Jen had already iced him out in private, thrown subtle shade in public, and had half the industry whispering about their situation. But then she flipped the script even harder, because this time it wasn't just talk. Now let's be clear, there's still no hard proof on the table, but everybody in Hollywood knows how the game works. Common didn't come out and address the rumors head on, but behind the scenes, both camps were scrambling to spin the story. Jennifer's team allegedly pushed the angle that she was laser-focused on her career and family, reminding folks that her personal life is not up for public debate. Meanwhile, Common's reps allegedly tried to soften the blow, claiming they remain good friends and that those spicy headlines didn't reflect the real state of their relationship. From a PR perspective, Jennifer's moves were sharp. Textbook revenge optics. No messy back and forth, no mudslinging, just quiet dominance. Her silence spoke volumes, and fans started connecting the dots without her ever saying a word. Compare that to Common, whose approach came across defensive and dismissive, and in the court of public opinion, the one who looks unbothered almost always wins. But here's the kicker. Nobody really knows if Common and Jennifer are officially over. There's been no joint statement, no we're done post, no confirmation at all.
I'm very happy. Are you happy in your relationship?
Yes, this relationship is a happy place for me. It's like
I love that you use the word happy place.
no, but seriously, it's like for me, it's one of those things where I found where seeing her happy actually makes me really happy.
That's why every public sighting, every Instagram caption, every interview clip has now turned into a clue fans are desperate to decode. And just when it seemed like the drama was cooling down, a blind item dropped that set everything on fire. The whispers claimed Common's new flame might be someone from Jennifer's own inner circle. If that's true, we're not just talking about messy headlines, we're talking betrayal on the highest level. Since that blind item hit, Common has gone ghost. No interviews, no new social media posts, no public appearances, silence from him, noise everywhere else. For a man who's usually smooth and confident in front of cameras, Common's sudden silence is louder than words, and people are noticing. But here's the twist. Nobody seems to be talking about. PR insiders claim that the brands tied to Common are watching this drama closely, waiting to see how it plays out. Meanwhile, Jennifer Hudson isn't just any celeb caught up in a romance mess. She's one of the most bankable daytime TV hosts in the game right now. And let's be real. It's one thing to be linked to some messy headlines, but it's another thing when the woman you're clashing with runs her own talk show, controls prime airtime, and has Oprah on speed dial. That kind of power can shift careers overnight. Right now, their relationship status is a mystery, but fans are already writing the story themselves. Jen is being cast as the wronged queen, calm, classy, and calculated, while Common is being painted as the predictable guy who can't stop history from repeating itself. The internet even nicknamed him Common is Common, dragging him for not leveling up. So the question is, did Common just fumble the most high-profile relationship of his career? Or is the real scandal tied to someone inside Jennifer's own camp? Or maybe, just maybe, this is nothing more than a storm in a teacup blown sky-high by internet detectives. Either way, this saga is far from over. The next public move, whether it's a red carpet moment, a surprise music collab, or one shady Instagram caption will set the record straight and show us exactly where they stand. Just when fans thought the whispers might fade, new chatter lit up the blogs, and this one cut deep. The blind item claiming Common's new boo came from Jennifer's inner circle turned into a full-blown storm when bloggers started dropping clues. Suddenly, people were side-eyeing everyone in Jen's orbit, stylists, producers, even old friends who've been spotted around her set. The idea that someone close to her could be linked to Common, that's not just messy, that's betrayal served on a silver platter. Jennifer's supporters rallied fast, painting her as the queen who deserved better while dragging Common for crossing what many see as the ultimate line. Fans said, "It's one thing to move on, but it's another to move in on her circle." That kind of gossip spreads fast, and once it hits social media, you can't put the lid back on. Meanwhile, Common's silence only makes it look worse. No denial, no clarification, just crickets. In Hollywood, that kind of quiet usually speaks louder than any press release. It leaves the public free to write their own version of events, and right now, the narrative is brutal. Jen comes off strong, focused, and untouchable, while Common looks cornered and careless. And here's the kicker. Insiders claim Jennifer might not be sitting still on this one. Rumor has it she's preparing her own strategic clapback, but not the messy kind, more like a move that will show the world she's still in control. Whether that's a red carpet stunt, a bold interview moment, or even stepping out with someone new, the stage is set for Jen to flip the tables in the most dramatic way possible. And then, boom! Jennifer Hudson made her move, and it wasn't loud, but it was powerful. Instead of throwing shade online or firing off interviews, she let her actions do the talking. Out of nowhere, Jen popped up at a high-profile charity gala in New York, glowing in a custom gown, smiling like nothing could shake her. But the detail that had everybody's jaws on the floor? She wasn't alone. By her side was a tall, sharp-dressed man that no one in the press had seen her with before. Paparazzi cameras flashed like fireworks, and within hours, the photos were everywhere. Social media went wild, calling it the softest but sharpest clapback they'd ever seen. Jen didn't have to say a word. She just let the picture do the damage. Fans called it the ultimate checkmate move. While Common was being dragged for sneaky behavior and shady silence, Jen looked like she was already leveling up with someone new. Industry insiders were buzzing too, pointing out how calculated the timing felt. Showing up right after the blind item scandal? That wasn't an accident, it was strategy. People close to Jennifer hinted she wanted to remind everyone that she's not the victim here. She's the one in control. And the internet? It exploded with memes, think pieces, and hashtags like number JENWON and number QUEENHUDSON. Even celebrities jumped in to like and comment on her photos, showing whose side they're on. Meanwhile, Common stayed missing in action, leaving people to wonder if Jen had just sealed the narrative for good. But trust, this story isn't closing anytime soon, because every powerful move sparks an even bigger reaction, and fans are bracing for what's coming next. And just when everyone thought Common would stay quiet forever, he finally broke his silence. But instead of sitting down for some polished interview or dropping a long statement, he chose to speak through music. Out of nowhere, Common teased a new track on Instagram, and the lyrics, whew! They had people dissecting every single bar. He didn't name Jennifer directly, but fans swear the song was filled with references to their relationship. Lines about loyalty, trust, and losing a blessing had listeners convinced he was talking about her. He even slipped in a verse about people flipping the script for the cameras, which many took as a shot at Jen's gala appearance with her mystery date. Within minutes, social media was on fire, some praising him for being raw and vulnerable, while others dragged him for turning heartbreak into a PR stunt. But here's the kicker. The industry wasn't impressed. Insiders whispered that certain brands tied to Common weren't happy about him leaning into the drama through music. They wanted calm, not chaos. Meanwhile, Jen stayed silent, making her look even more untouchable while his every move looked reactive. Fans were split. Some said, "He's just expressing himself. Let the man vent." Others fired back. "He had his chance. Now he's just trying to save face." The divide only made the headlines bigger. What's clear is this. Common might have thought dropping a track would put him back in control, but instead, it's given Jennifer even more power. Every lyric people link to her just makes her name trend harder. And now, everyone's waiting to see, will Jen clap back with words, or will she let the silence keep winning? But what do you think? Do you believe Jennifer and Common are officially done, or is this all just some PR magic to keep their names buzzing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I need to know how y'all see this playing out. And don't forget, smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video so you never miss an update. Because this isn't just my story or your story. It's our story. We're building this together like a family. See you on the next one.